Hello, this is William Bowman, and I'm recording this video for Miss Andrea Moore over at Pets and More Boarding, Grooming, and Training. I spoke with Melissa earlier, and she said that it would be okay for me to shoot this video. Thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to do this. I just want to explain exactly what I found on your site and show you what you guys can change in order to start getting some better results digitally, more volume heading your direction. So in order to do that, I need to explain some things so that you have an understanding of how to implement those changes and be able to tell when the changes are actually working, because honestly, what we're after here is results, right? So I'm going to be covering the volume of clients actually looking for your services in your specific area, what your top online competitor is doing to win that volume currently, and things you can do this exact moment on your site to start winning those clients in the future. So to start out, looking through your site, I do like your site. I do like the fact that you guys have pictures, and it seems more personal. It seems more like, a family-oriented business, which is great. I love that. You also have multiple different, it looks like you did the one scroll web page website, which, it can work for sure. The one thing that I would note is that if you're going to do, especially if you're doing a one page where you click these and it takes you to different areas of the page, I would suggest definitely beefing up the content. And even if it wasn't this website, your very front homepage or your landing page from the web should have anywhere between 1,000 to 1,500 words. And there's a reason to that. The reason why you want so many words is so that you can fit in what are called keywords. And keywords are simply just, what somebody would throw into Google in order to find your service. So if I were to search this in Austin, this would be my results. So I would come in and I'd see ads first. I'm glad to see that you guys aren't here paying for these ads, because honestly, what happens is a lot of people see the word ad and they just keep scrolling. No, but I'm just kidding. Honestly, that does happen, but it is a good way to ramp up your business. It's just not a good long-term solution. It is good at the beginning though. Or whenever you're, low on volume, turn them on and off. Just don't pay for them all the time. Now with the next area, this is called the Google Map Pack. And if you aren't in the Google Map Pack, I would strongly suggest, if you take one thing out of this video, it's to set this up. It's very easy to do. You just go to Google My Business. It's called, some people call it the GMB, and basically just fill out information about your company. You put the company name, the website, telephone number, the address. They'll give you one of these little dots, and they'll also give you a place to get your reviews. This is honestly great, because what happens is even if I know the name of a company that I'm going to use, I will often go and look them up on Google to see about their reviews. So if you don't have this, please, please, please go set this up. It will bring you some more volume over time. Now, if we come down, the next area, this is what I wanted to focus on. This is called the organic search area. And this is this is only based off of the specific words that we were entered. You can't pay to be at the top of this, and they usually get the lion's share of the volume based on searches. So I don't want to mess with these, these national companies that are huge and spend, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every single month. Some of these spend like $10,000 a month in order to be in this position. Instead, I went to number 3 and I found a local business, and I looked at them and I brought them up. And I think this is a reasonable competitor to try and take the spot and then work your way up to, pushing these big companies out of the way. It is possible, but you start somewhere that's reasonable. So I'm looking at their site. The first thing that I can tell you is that they do have, they have content, right? It looks like they have about 500-600 words. Again, not the optimum amount of about 1,000 to 1,500, but they do have content. I don't want to really nitpick at their site or anything like that. I want to instead show you underneath the hood, show you based on an analytics tool what this looks like, how it's gotten this ranking and why. So the first thing I want to talk about is, here's the specific site. Here's my analytical tool. These two numbers. This is the UR and the DR. So these two numbers are very important when it comes to understanding how the Google algorithm is ranking your site and what kind of spot you're going to end up with depending on your site's score versus another site score in your industry, in your area. So the UR and DR, they're 0 to 100. The higher the number, the better. A UR is a URL rating. It's basically like the trustworthiness of your specific site address. The DR is your domain rating. It's like the entire website, all the different pages and everything. It shows like the reputation and power of your entire site. So both of these numbers are very important. You want them to rise together just like they're doing here on the small business. But how do you raise these? The best way to do that, there's a multitude of different ways, but one very popular strategy is through backlinks. And backlinks are simply just imagine if, I'm writing a blog post and I say, hey, Pets and More, they're great. They're the best in Austin. Go use them. And then I put a link to your site. That is a very good quality backlink, especially if it comes from a very well-established blog or a blog in the industry that has some clout. So definitely focus on getting some high quality backlinks. I wouldn't try and just spam a bunch of backlinks. I've seen 5 or 10 good quality backlinks beat 100 or even 1,000 poorly made backlinks. So definitely get high quality backlinks. But let's look and see what keywords they're actually ranking for. So what, they have this score, where do their rankings sit, what kind of volume. So this is the specific keyword, dog training Austin. Here's the average monthly volume of searches that happens for this exact keyword. And here's their position ranking. I do want to notate for a city like Austin, it's sometimes useful to look at KD. This is the keyword difficulty. This is how hard it would be to rank in the top 10. The higher the number, the harder it is to rank in the top 10. So look for low KD, like this one right here, 4. But dog social, see, the problem with this is that dog social may not actually bring you business. It's not a buyer intent keyword. When somebody throws this in, they may not be looking for a service. However, if somebody throws in dog trainer training, that could potentially bring you in some business if you're willing to train people to train dogs. So it really just depends on what kind of business you're trying to aim for. But some of them, look at this. This is a low KD. They're ranked 17 for it, but there's 250 people a month who search for this. So look for opportunities like this and stay away from any national rankings. Make sure that there's a location because you don't want to, behavior dogs for school. Even if this had 2,000 volume, if somebody in Florida searches it and finds you, what are the odds that you're going to actually be able to help them? So definitely focus on these, location-based buyer intent keywords. And I'm going to scroll down just so you get some examples of some different ones and see, these volumes will add up. And you definitely want to go for, higher volume keywords. There are much higher ones. This is 450. That one was 250. But definitely focus on those. So now if we pop over to your site, you have a UR and DR 7 2.3. You're slowly growing those. Looks like you have five backlinks. Historically, you had 36, which means that you've played a little bit around with the backlinks on the site. Maybe they're directory sites like Better Business Bureau or like a directory site, Yellow Pages or something like that. But you definitely have had backlinks. Now, here is the big issue. Even it doesn't matter if these numbers were 100 and 100. If you aren't ranking for a specific keyword, you won't appear on Google search. So definitely get that content written. That would be my number one suggestion. Get the content written, sprinkle in some of these keywords that you think would be smart for you to go for. And then if you don't have your GMB, definitely set that up. But that's the advice that I would have for you. I hope that this information helps. If you have some feedback, I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to figure out whether or not, I've explained everything thoroughly enough or if I'm leaving people with a bunch more questions. But thank you so much and I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.